Yeah, problem solved.
Problem solved.
Good.
Okay, all right. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm going public. Ready? No? I call the Commissioners' meeting of January 12th to order. If everybody would stand for the pledge and a prayer from Ed Tarantino.
Heavenly Father, we ask that you be with these proceedings tonight and that everything we do would be in accordance to your will. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
I would like to ask for everybody to remain standing for a minute. The county suffered a loss of one of their own this week with the passing of Sandy Wright. Sandy served on the Memorial Park Board for 20 years. Her service and dedication will be sorely missed, so if we could have a moment of silence in her honor.
Everybody can be seated. The first order of business we have is to elect a president and vice president of the county commissioners.
I would like to make a motion that Bobby Plummer be selected as president of the county commissioners.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Won't vote for yourself.
Motion passes 3-0. Bobby Plummer is now the new president of the commissioners. I would also like to make a motion that Steve Dellinger be vice president of the commissioners.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion passes 3-0.
Have the commissioners had a moment to, or the opportunity to review the minutes?
Make a motion we accept the minutes as presented.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0. Have the commissioners had the opportunity to review the claims?
Make a motion we accept the claims as presented.
I will second that.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, no. Passes 3-0. Have the commissioners had the opportunity to review payroll?
Make a motion we accept the payroll as presented.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Penny, you have an update?
Happy New Year from the EDC. Thanks for letting me come and speak for just a few minutes tonight. No business to conduct, but just a couple things to tell you about. As you know, the shell building has been in process, and we are very close to being done. So there's maybe another punch list, a few more odds and ends, but we have some leads that we've been working on those. One specific that is getting some traction. So, you know, that would be great to be able to have an opportunity to get that shell building right out of the gate on the tax rolls. So I wanted to let you know that. And leads are kind of busy right now. There's people that are jumping out after the new year after a little bit of a slow time. So we're plenty busy over there responding to RFIs, RFPs, things like that. So that's first thing. We're still doing phase ones. We're doing a couple buildings. We have a funeral home, and we have Culligan Soft Water. We're in the process of doing those. Those may just be phase ones. We're going to run out of money any day. We're just going to keep doing it until they tell us we're out. And then the last thing is, Corey said to give just a brief ready update. There's not a lot of new developments, but in the last couple weeks, Corey has been in correspondence with the leadership there, and he's got for the next 8 weeks an hour-and-a-half training on 8 different weeks. So it's training in some professionals in Indianapolis about things that will help them make good decisions as they begin the process of thinking through what projects will be selected. So he will be very educated at the end of 8 weeks after having 8 Zoom meetings. So anyway, that's the update from the EDC. Do you have any questions about anything? Okay. Call me if you need me.
Thank you, Penny. We have some bonds to be approved. We can just approve these all at once. Is that correct, Jim? Okay. We have one for Susan Van Hoy from Knightstown, Wayne Township Department Clerk for $30,000. A second one for Susan Van Hoy for the Wayne Township Trustee, $30,000. Vaneka Montgomery Mount Summit Water Utilities for $15,000. Vaneka Montgomery Treasure Prairie Township, $30,000. And Paul Jansen Henry County Hospital for $100,000. Do I have a motion to accept these?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. We have an appointment for the Newcastle Henry County Public Library. Nancy Cook. It has been a privilege to serve for the Newcastle Henry County Public Board for the past 4 years. It would be my honor and wishes to continue to serve throughout the next 4 years. So do I have a motion to approve the appointment?
Make a motion to approve Nancy Cook to the library board.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We do have an open position. We thought we had it filled today, but the gentleman decided that he didn't want to do it. So we do have an open position on the Food and Beverage Committee. They must live in the Northern District. Is that correct, Ed? And the political affiliation should be a Republican to replace the open position. So if you know of anybody who wants to serve on the Food and Beverage Committee, it is a 4-year appointment. Please have them contact the commissioners. We have 3 reports. The 2020 Annual Sheriff's Report. Sheriff, you want to say anything about that, or is just your 2021 annual report? It's just the annual report. We have one from IDEM, the Notice of Public Comment for Newcastle Stainless Plate, and NDOT is doing a report on a small structure on US 36, just east of the Madison-Henry County line in Henry County. Do I have a motion to accept these reports as presented?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor signify by
Aye.
saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. have a quote for water damage that was in the basement of the Masonic building that was discovered a couple weeks ago. Most of this will be covered. I take that back. That we have a $5,000 deductible, and the quote that we have for this
I believe it was just over $2,000, I believe.
it's $2,824.21, and our deductible is $5,000. So do I have a motion to accept this quote?
So moved.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Joe, Angela's not here, so Joe, oh, you have something?
Angela said that she was unable to attend this evening, but would like to submit this report. As of Wednesday, January the 12th, Henry County has reached a COVID advisory level of red. Community spread is extremely high, and citizens should take the appropriate precautions. Our local hospital continues to battle the surge of patients, not only with COVID complications, but other serious conditions being exacerbated by COVID. Last week, the Henry County State COVID testing site located on North 16th Street conducted 748 state tests. This number is second only to the week of October of 2021. All county schools are seeing an increased number of absences due to positive COVID cases, as well as a variety of other respiratory and gastrointestinal illnesses. Local licensed daycare centers are struggling to maintain enough staff members to keep their doors open, and many of our businesses are experiencing the same and are adjusting to decreasing hours of operation. The Indiana State Health Department has ordered all state and local health department testing sites to limit their supply of rapid tests to those 18 and under, or those who are over the age of 50 and symptomatic, due to the national shortage of rapid tests. PCR tests are not in short supply at this time, but sites that only offered rapid testing are seeing clients shift to those conducting the PCR tests. This is on top of an increased number of individuals with COVID symptoms is causing long lines at state testing sites, to include ours. Please take the proper precautions. Stay home if you're sick. Do not return to school or work until you are well. Get vaccinated, get tested, wash your hands, wear a mask, follow isolation and quarantine guidelines. And then she sent us a text. She wanted to add an update that she sent earlier today. The health department report as of 5:30 today, our testing site has conducted 364 state tests. We have 3 days left to test this week, and she anticipates us beating last week's numbers.
Thank you, Debbie. Joe?
Evening. I just wanted to let you know that I'm working on an application for Community Crossings Matching Grant funding for resurfacing, and I'm looking at Dublin Pike, finishing Dublin Pike down to Wilbur Wright Road, 700 South from 103 to 25 West, 25 West from 650 South to 500 South, there over the interstate. And then also looking at Kennard Road north of 550 South. So if you have any comments or any preferences, let me know. I'd added Kennard because I didn't have enough to make the full million, but I want to get the full million, if at all possible. I talked with contractor about asphalt prices. They're up, big time. Probably as much as $10 or more a ton is what he said to put in. He says his supplier's telling him don't plan on those prices coming down, probably going up if anything. So yeah, so it's going to be fewer miles and fewer lineal feet we'll be able to do. Also, I want to work on And I just got the bills for the bridges. I want to work on a recap of last year's work, including roads and bridges, but I just got the bills for the bridges, for the labor and equipment, and the prices are really good. We've saved a lot of money using an annual bid contractor. So, if there's anything else,
What were the asphalt prices? You say it went up $10 a ton.
well,
What were they last year?
Last year's bid was 70, I think low 70s, I think we got, and I'm talking to the contractor, he said to put in $85 a ton. And I'm probably going to put intermediate or binder course in it, probably 78 to 80. So, yeah, prices are up. And attack will go up, of course, and labor, I'm sure, is going to go up. So, you know, these jobs are, you know, we were looking at 170 to maybe 160 in some places, up to 190,000 a mile. We may be closer to 200,000 a mile, if not breaking 200,000. We'll see what the bids come in. I wish I could bid it earlier to get on their schedule, but we have to wait for the application to be approved before I can actually bid it. So we won't be bidding till by late April, early May. I'd like to be earlier, but. Oh, you mean this year? Well, once they bid and we award the bid, then I have to get we have to get the money from the state, but once we accept the bid, then the contractor will put it into their schedule, and then we'll be good to go. I hope it should be done by the end of the year, like it was last year. Yeah, shouldn't be a problem. They've got enough equipment and manpower to do it. It doesn't take those fellows long to get those jobs done. So,
Dublin Pike went pretty quick.
yeah, it really did. Looks nice. I am going to change the asphalt just a little bit. We've had some rutting problems on Wilbur Wright Road south of I-70 with that new pavement. And they did cores and found the cores to be exactly what was spec'd. But the problem is the heavy trucks. We had quite a bit of heavy trucks running that road. And so I'm going to use let's say a stronger asphalt. They use what they call a PG 64-22 on a regular mix. I'm going to use what they call a PG 70-22 instead of the 64. It's a harder asphalt. Hopefully, we won't get that type of thing on Dublin Pike if it happens again.
Our new paver still working out all right?
Excuse me?
Our new paver working out all right?
Yeah, guys love it. They absolutely love it.
How much does that save per mile as opposed to when we
Oh, I'd
hire
hate
out?
to.
I mean,
Shoot.
ballpark?
It depends on how thick we're laying and how wide we're laying, but if we do like I said, we're paying probably this year we'll pay, I don't know, maybe $180,000 to $200,000 a mile. But that's everything. That's including berming the road, edging the road with stone, and we can do that easily for under $100,000 material only. Okay, I haven't figured our equipment and labor costs, but easily under $100,000. Any other questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Steve? Sheriff? Debbie? We down to Memorial Park? Rita, do you have anything for the park?
Not a whole lot. It's sort of slow for the next 2 months, so they've been doing a lot of repairs indoors and stuff that they can work on with it being so cold. And but things will start hopping again in March. And I would like to thank Sandy for all of her dedication to the park. And we will miss her. Thank you.
Thank you, Rita. Mandy, you have anything? Nope. We're down to new business. Mr. Ebert.
Good evening. My name's Andy Ebert. That's all right, with the Shirley Fire Department. Did you guys all get a copy of that proposal? Okay. We met with several of our neighbors and looking at coverage areas for EMS. And if you look, you've got your map in front of you. That was page 2. We were looking at expanding our coverage area for 911 calls on our side of the county. Originally, our current area is just Greensboro Township to the Grant City Road. And then we go down toward 550 South and just the very north edge of Wayne Township. So geographically, we're just a little closer to Kennard and Kennard Road than where Southwest is. And the northern part, or that, actually the southwestern part of Harrison Township, up to 100 North and over to Kennard Road is serviced by Newcastle EMS only. So if we were to expand our area, that would take us from 100 North down the Kennard Road, including the town of Kennard, and then squaring off Kennard Road with 550 South. Gives us a little closer area coverage for that. Newcastle EMS is still covering for all ALS needs that we have. It just gets a BLS truck there closer. And if we're able to do it BLS and disregard ALS, then they can go back to doing other work. On the cover page, we went through and got signatures from all the affected fire chiefs and EMS chiefs and Kennard Town Councils on there. They all signed off on liking the idea, and so we brought it for you guys for approval to see if we can make that change.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions? Do I have a motion?
Yeah, I spoke to Andy pretty extensively about this, and yes, I would make a motion that we accept the proposal as written.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you very much.
Update on the Newcastle Correctional Facility, Henry County Jail Sewer Line. You had that updated, is that correct? The bids are... You were going to give that update?
The only update I have on that sewer line is that really the city has a lead on that, and I talked to the mayor, and it should go out for bids. I believe I talked to him last week, and he told me it was 2 weeks. So I would say by the end of this week or early next week, that project goes out for bid, and hopefully it will be done as quickly as possible, because those of you that are not familiar with that problem, the sewer line from the prison, which will now, once we open the new jail, include the new jail, has some problems due to age and pipe failures and whatnot, so it is going to be replaced. It will take some time, probably the better part of this year. And until then, we are sort of hoping, when we open our new jail, that the old line will continue to function at least well enough that we can get by with it. But yes, the only update I would have is that it should go out for bid within the next week.
Thank you. Okay, so setting the calendar for the 2022 Commissioners' meetings, dates and times. Typically, we meet on the 2nd and the 4th Wednesday at 6 p.m. I've had a couple of requests that we would ask if we would make one of those meetings during the day. The second Wednesday of the month be during the day, and the 4th Wednesday be at 6 o'clock. So discussion on that.
I don't have a problem with it as long as it doesn't create a backlog of people wanting to meet of an evening. But I guess if some of the discussion was people who work during the afternoon or nights, I guess that gives them an opportunity to be here, plus more department heads to show up. So I'm not opposed to doing it, at least for this year, trying to see what happens.
I guess anything's worth a try, but I don't know the history of these meetings, but they were moved, and they used to have them during the afternoons.
Have them at 9 o'clock.
Every single Monday at 9 o'clock till 4 o'clock. And then several years ago, they changed it to just twice a month of the meeting.
Yeah, it used to be sort of just an all-day open session, and that created some issues because people didn't want to wait around all day for the topic they might have concern about to maybe come up or maybe not. So,
I mean, do you see an issue with having?
I don't see an issue with changing times. I mean, that's in your discretion, and a lot of counties do have, I mean, commissioner or council meetings during business hours, so there's not a problem with doing that.
I know right now we have meetings on the second Wednesday at 2 o'clock. Those are standing meetings for the ARP funding. So if we were going to change, I would suggest that we do it at 10 o'clock in the morning. If the second Wednesday, I would suggest if we're going to do this, that the fourth Wednesday stay at 6 o'clock, because the fourth Wednesday, the Planning Commission meets on the third Thursday. So if there's anything to come to us from the Planning Commission, it would be done of an evening where most people get off work and would be there, would be my suggestion. Do you have any other suggestions?
I think it's worth a try. If it doesn't work out, or we get a lot of complaints of people that are working and miss the meeting, but looking at, say, the meetings in the last 6 months, we don't have a lot of participation from the public, so I don't think it's going to affect that many people.
Okay.
So, yes, I would make a motion that we adopt the new schedule for 1 year and then reevaluate at the end of the year.
Okay, at 10 o'clock on the second Wednesday at 10 o'clock, the fourth Wednesday at 6.
Yes.
Do I have a second?
I'd second that with just a caveat that if we get a lot of pushback from the public, that we move it back.
We can always make changes throughout the year.
Make
We can change changes
yeah,
all the time.
Really, at the next
Okay.
meeting. you
Yeah, we could change it.
forward, yeah.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. So the new meeting times are the second Wednesday of the month at 10 a.m. and the fourth Wednesday at 6 p.m. And we will notify all those that need to be notified on that.
What you're talking about meetings next Wednesday, will you be back in time? No. Which one is this? Yeah. You'll be back in time for the 6 o'clock meeting? Yes, I'll be out by 2 o'clock. Okay. So I can be back here by 6. Okay. We'll have to get Ann probably to do that as well. Okay. Oh, because you'll be, yeah. Will you be back in time?
Okay. We can have Ann do the itinerary and stuff for it, okay. The last thing is the 2022 Commissioner Department Liaison appointments. I will read off what the 2021 liaison positions were, and if anybody wants to change. Steve's liaison positions were Drainage Board, Extension Office, Highway, Insurance, Juvenile Detention, Memorial Park, Probation, Public Defender, Surveyor, Treasurer, and ARA Committee. Steve, you want to keep those same appointments? Ed, do you want any of those appointments? Sorry, I got to sneeze.
I will keep the ones I've got unless somebody objects.
Yeah, I have no objection
I
to
have no
Steve
objection.
keeping the ones that he has.
Okay. Ed's positions were Assessor, Clerk and Voter Registration, Community Corrections, Correctional Detention Jail, EIRPC, EDC, Job Classification, Recorder, Sheriff's 911, Solid Waste and Veterans Office. Ed, do you want to give any of those up or change any?
No.
Okay. And then mine, it was the Abatement Committee, Auditor, Coroner, Drug Abuse and Mental Health, Health Department, Planning Commission, Prosecutor, Public Safety, Solid Waste, Unified Courts, ARA, and the IT Department. So I will make a motion that the 2021 liaison positions continue into the 2022 year.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Does anyone in the public have anything to?
Yes, my name is Mike Broyles, 1501 Valley Drive. Just wanted to check the status of the two buildings on 12th Street that the county owns, the annex and the EMS building, and see what's happening with those, if those are going to go out for bids or...
They will. We are in the process of getting appraisals, and as soon as we get the appraisals, we will be either putting them out for bid or putting them up for auction, one of the two. We're waiting on those appraisals to come back in.
No, you had bids on the annex, didn't you? I mean, appraisals on the annex?
Appraisals, yes, but we're wanting to get all of them at the same time.
Okay.
Because we're
So-
also doing the one on Broad.
Yeah, we're
the Hope
doing,
Building.
yeah, the Hope Building, the old EMS building, and the annex building.
Okay.
So as soon as we get those appraisals, we will be putting those out.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? With nothing else, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.